fucking score.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking cooked.
There you go.
Here.
Oh, I'm celery. There you go. Oh, let's go.
Oh.
Knuckles, you fucking animal.
God.
Let's go. Let's go.
Every day I spend my time drinking wine, feeling fine.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bourbon and Bud MMA. It is Knuckles here, joined by Fu and Coop, and we're going to have a very special guest on today, a legend of the sport. He is a former Strikeforce, UFC, and Bellator veteran. He has fought in all three divisions. He has notable wins over people like Andrei Korshkov, Robbie Lawler, and many others. I think he even has, well, I don't want to say because I'm not for sure, but I know he's fought like Neil Magny and everything else like that. But he's got vicious knockouts, very, very tough fighter, always game, 37 years old, and still, you can almost say he's in his prime because he looks better every fight. So, and we're going to be joined by him here shortly. And yeah, so everybody else, introduce yourself. Fu, how you doing, man?
What's up, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good. I'm so excited for today, man. It's dope when you get to. I try not to be biased with fighters, but this one holds a very special place in my heart. A big fan of his for a long time. He's up there with the Diaz brothers for me. Yeah, here's a fun episode today, man. I can't wait. Well, thanks for having us in your house, wherever you're listening to us. Yeah, what's up, Knuckles? What's up, Coop?
Doing
going on,
good. Coop, how you doing, man?
What's going on, boys? It's a good day to do some interviews. Always pumped when we get to interview like a fighter or an ex-fighter, but I have a feeling this is going to be a really fun episode, and I'm really excited.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, man. So we'll get him in here shortly, and we'll get her going. So hell yeah.
What's up, bro?
Same old same, man.
Glad you got a fight, man. Been waiting.
You and me. This is like fucking. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you even cuss on here? Or?
Yeah. You can. You be yourself, bro. It don't matter.
Yeah.
All right, cause I cuss without even knowing that I just cuss, bro. Nah, but yeah, bro, it's been fucking forever. It's not on my side either.
No, I mean, I remember that whole drama with the UFC when you moved over to Bellator, bro. Fuck,
Yeah.
It was such a stressful time then. Is that same bullshit happening again? You know,
Man,
these promotions. It's always like it ended up being like the same thing that you were fighting against. You know.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm very happy that you got to fight. Everybody's happy, you know. Big fans of you since before.
Man, much appreciated.
Since back in the day, you know.
I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
Shit. Tell us how you. We got him back. But yeah, how do you feel, man? How do you feel about your upcoming fight?
I'm just happy to have a fight, man. Everybody around me is just happy because they know how I get when I don't fight. So, especially my girl, she's like, "You need to fucking fight," because that's my only outlet. People don't understand, man. Like I'm so chill, but I'm chill because of every couple. It's usually only like 2 times a year I get to release it all, and then I'm like, all right, I'm cool for the next like 6 months.
I think that I feel like that attributes to your violence. I mean, when it comes to like your knockouts and stuff,
Yeah,
I don't think it doesn't come much more vicious than what you do. I mean, for real though.
Nah, thanks, man. You know, it was funny because what was it? It was it's a video that's up, and this guy was like, you know how fucking internet people are, dude. And it's the knockout, the elbow knockout of Berkhamov, and this guy. Usually I don't try to like go in there and reply and shit. I just watch and I'll look at the comments and I just leave it at that. This guy was just fucking this whole just he was. How could somebody want to hurt somebody or and people would want to watch this? You know, why would you want to hurt somebody like that? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, why are you even on this thread? First off, and then I wrote back. I was like, I am literally trying to injure him the worst way possible in a fight. And I'm like, I don't know. It's fucking, it's crazy, man. It's crazy how fighters are these days. You know, it's just, I don't know. I just, you're not going in there trying to not just talk about like, you know, a lot of guys like, oh, I'm going in there to bleed and blah, blah, blah. I'm going in there. I want to put the guy out. Like in my mindset, I'm trying to hurt him to the point where he can't fight anymore. Like that's, if the fight goes like that, it goes like, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But that's what I'm trying to do in the fight. After the fight, I fucking wish him the best. I hope he gets home safe. You know what I mean? But in the fight, I am literally trying to put you out of your career. And I don't see why other fighters aren't doing that. You know, like thinking like that. I don't know.
It's like, well, it's the gladiator mindset. I mean, gladiators didn't go in there to like, you know, just play fight. I mean, they went in there to kill each other for real. So no, I get the mindset. And I think that a lot of people that look at the sport and try to think otherwise. I mean, what else are you trying to do? You're trying to put your opponent out. You're trying to do, you know, like.
Yeah, like they're trying to be so nice about it and like so fucking
especially like
martial arts about it, you know, like martial arts honor, like
yeah, but like at the end of the day, there's bonuses and stuff like that should be an incentive, and sometimes they don't even fucking it looks like they don't even care about the money, dude. You know, it's like you gotta go in there and scrap or just fight for your life pretty much, you know.
They literally forget, like, it just, everything is so, like, candy candonized, you know, candionized. I just made that fucking word up. But they think of all these things like it's so normal, trendy, like bonuses. Oh, fight of the night bonus, fucking submission of the night bonus, performance of the night. It's because you go in there and you guys are trying to fucking kill each other, and everybody collectively was like, oh, those guys almost fucking died. Fight of the night. You know what I mean? So it's like they try to like make it so like, oh, he got, you know, but at the end of the day, if you look back, you're like, no, dude, you guys just got paid extra money because you bled and you tried to kill each other. And the fucking upper people were like, you know what? That was good TV. Here's money.
Right.
But they just tend to forget why they're getting it. Like, they're getting it because it was violence.
Right.
Speaking of, like when you strike, bro.
Oh, sorry.
Like it's funny because like he'll throw knees with like from every angle. He'll throw kicks. Like it's crazy, bro. I love that. Like you can tell the violence, you know, when you're in the octagon. I love that shit, bro.
Thank you, man. I love it too.
Speaking of the TV and stuff like that, you're still under contract with Bellator, right?
Yes, I got two more fights, and after this one more fight.
So with that new deal that they made with like HBO Max or whatever, is there any like incentive for fighters after that? I mean, with the new TV deal, does it affect you guys at all?
No, man. I just think it's just it's just a different platform, you know. That's all it really boils down to for the fighters. You know, more eyes, I guess. But then, you know, it's different now because, you know, not everybody has HBO or not everybody has Showtime or whatever other channels, you know. I guess this fight's on ESPN, well, at least the prelim card. And that's on ESPN Plus. So, you know, that's a plus. It's more eyes, you know, on you.
Right. Yeah. I'm saying, I think also, I mean, things are, like you said, the TV deal, like way that TV and everything, especially with martial art or MMA is going, like, I feel like a lot of stuff is shifting. Like you're one of the fighters from the old guard coming into the new guard. I mean, where did you notice, like, I don't know, like almost a shift of like how things felt from old guard to new guard? Did you feel anything?
Just this, you know what I mean? Like that gets you so much. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I can sit back and I know my pros, I know my cons. You know what I mean? As far as like my cons, to me, like I never looked at it to where I need to talk shit in fighting. I get it. But then also on the other aspect of it, I get that draws in people, you know what I mean? And it draws in people's attention and things like that. But for me, it's like, I get it. If I would have just if I just talk shit, I'd probably be at a whole nother level right now. You know what I mean? But for me personally, it's not me. And I can't fake that shit. Like I can't do this way and then literally the next time you meet me, I'm like, oh no, dude, that's just for the TV. You know, like I can't do that. You know, there are people out there that's good at it and they make good fucking money. But I can't. But anyway, but back to your question, I feel like that can get your talent doesn't have to be as good as your mouth. Your mouth can be better than your talent and you can really skyrocket. And then obviously you have to fight, you're gonna eventually have to fight somebody good and then you go back down, but you can now you can just get a title fight off of this. And you don't even have to fight the right guys. You know what I mean? As long as you got some people behind you that like your shit talking and views and I mean and they're watching those videos, they'll pump you to a title fight quick, easy. Ranking shouldn't exist in these days right now.
I mean, I feel like they almost don't. I mean, honestly, they almost don't. I mean, they exist, but they, in certain organizations especially, they might as well not, because you've got the number 8 guy fighting for the title just because he can talk well or something like that. Like you said, it's weird.
That's crazy.
Go ahead.
I remember when what's his name? Luke Rockhold was dodging you for a whole time, bro. Back at Strikeforce.
Yeah, that was a weird time, man, because it was just like nobody wanted to fight because it was getting all absorbed into UFC. So it was like everybody was like scared, like, oh, like, should I fight? Well, what happens if like they're weighing out the risk? Because so what's crazy is, yeah, I think it's just more like they didn't want to risk it. You know what I mean? They rather just go into UFC. But see, the weird thing for me is my first fight in the big show with Strikeforce wasn't under the old Strikeforce banner. Like my first fight was under Zuffa.
Ooh,
so that's why it kind of helped me out when I did go into the UFC, because all my fights counted for the Reebok deal. Because you remember it was like tiered and X amount of fights. So all my fights in Strikeforce counted in my UFC for my Reebok deal.
Right about that Reebok.
So I never fought under Strikeforce under the old, I was still under Coker and all that, but when I came in, it was under Zuffa. That was like the first official like takeover that they did. So I think I'm just a lot of the old guys.
How was it working with Scott?
Dude, it's just a straight hitter. Like, I'm not even sure if I even told this fucking story or not. But back when once when I left UFC as a free agent, I was I was talking to a couple of promotions, and pretty much how it goes is you're talking all these promotions, they're giving you offers and yada yada yada, and then you're going back and being like, all right, well, this offer is better than your guys' is. You're just trying to shop the best deal. So at the time I had I think one interest. I'm not sure if one was interested at the time, but I think it was maybe Risen, UFC, and Bellator that I had contract from. Like they presented their contracts, whatever.
First.
And UFC wasn't trying to give me what I wanted, which was nothing crazy at the time, man. Because I was just like, I actually told them I don't want to play no games like that. Just give me what Gunner is getting, Gunner Nelson.
Yeah.
Because at the
Okay.
time when I left, I was number, I think I was number 6.
Yeah.
So I was like, give me what Gunner's getting. He's not in the top 5. He's like, I think he was like,
Was he 12th or 13th?
I'm not even
Was it
sure.
that low?
Something like that. He wasn't too high up. So yeah, so I told them that, and then they're like, oh, no, they're just bullshitting. And then so anyway, I was talking to Coker, and I was actually on a plane to England for ACB for a teammate of mine. And right in the airport, you know, Scott was just like, look, man, what's it gonna take? I told him the number, and he was like, all right, well, if we do it, are you gonna shop this number? I was like, look, man, you got my word. I won't even talk to these other fucking people. If you agree and you give me your word that's a done deal, that's it. You got my word that I'll sign it once you guys send it over. Fucking, it was like done. Sign that shit, and before I even before I even jumped on the plane, it was done. It's just he's so fucking easy to deal with, straight shooter. You know, if he doesn't agree with it, he'll tell you he doesn't agree with it. But you know, like, he's fair. You can just talk to him, be, you know, never had a bad experience.
That's awesome.
I'd say he's separate from Bellator now. What is he doing now? I forget.
I think he's
working
doing
with
something
Gilbert.
Yeah.
They're doing some promotion up north. But I remember that whole class, dude, that went into Bellator might have been one of the best like freaking like free agent signings ever. Like it was it Paul Daly and like Rory McDonald, like it's just everybody that was in that division at the time. Diego Lima, like every MVP, you know, that whole division was so stacked at the time. That was pretty crazy. Like as a fan, like that was really big moves by Scott, you know, securing the big fighters like you guys, like the one I mentioned too, you know.
Nah, it was a stacked class.
So did the UFC or anything say anything when you left? I mean, because you were like, you leaving was kind of like big news, you know, leaving the UFC, or I mean, you were out of contract, but like, was there anything said from them to your side?
No, nothing. You know what I mean? Nothing. No, none that I've ever seen.
Right.
Or heard.
Did you see about Gegard Mousasi? That's crazy.
Yeah,
huh?
I did.
He was kind of in the same predicament as you.
Yeah, man. I just think that either it's money issues or I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense, or, you know, or I don't know what his contract is, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he's making really good money.
Yeah.
But I mean, it sucks, you know what I mean? Because that's the contract they signed, and that's what, you know, he's owed, you know, X amount of fights. But I guess hopefully he I mean, that's Gegard, you know what I mean? Like he'll find a fight somewhere.
Yeah.
I think I could see him going over to one, honestly. But I feel like that could trend towards his style, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, that's the other. I don't see him going back to the UFC personally.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Nah. So, but that guy, the Alan.
Oh, you're cutting out, Pooh.
The guy you're
cut
fighting?
out, bro.
Oh, give me a second. All right, am I good?
Yep,
I think you're good now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, Alan Dominguez. Like, what do you know about your opponent? Anything?
I just know he was. He's a current champion of like Lux, which is a promotion out in Mexico. My original guy was Chokley, something Chokley. It's like I think he's undefeated. I'm not sure. But long story short, he got hurt in camp, so then they gave me Allen. So, you know, I looked at his most recent fight, but other than that, I just let my coaches watch, you know. I mean, he's good. You know, he's tough. You know, I watched him fight this guy 2 times, and you know, he's a tough fighter. But you know, we'll see. You know, I mean, it's not the greatest matchup for him. You know what I mean? Coming into the his first big show fight. You know, I don't care how you look at it. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe it is the best thing for him. You know, maybe this is the best matchup for him. I'm old. I'm 37, man. Maybe he just got an old guy that just wants to get taken out the pasture, dude.
I don't know about I don't know about all
Yeah,
that.
no,
That's one thing. Taz, and see, your longevity is crazy. That's another thing too.
Yeah,
You've been fighting forever, man.
You know what, man? Fuck. I don't have any wood in here. But you know, I haven't. I've trained smart. I've always listened to my body. I've never had any bad, like injuries. And you know, I feel like, I still feel good. I think when I get in there and I just feel like 2 clicks too slow for these guys coming up, you know what I mean? Then it's time to really look and be like, all right. Because I don't want to be that guy that's just fucking chasing that last win. Like that's not me. I just
Right.
If I can just go in there and I feel like, oh no, like I'm just as fast, if not faster, and I'm still sharp, then yeah, I love fighting. This is like what I love to do. But as long as I keep feeling like that, man, I'm gonna be fighting.
Right. That's understandable. I mean, again, you've been looking good in your last, several fights. I mean, that elbow knockout, obviously. That's what a lot of people were saying. It's almost like you got a second win in your career. It's super impressive because you're looking like you're looking like you're still in your, mid to late 20s. It's wild.
Thank you, man. As long as they just keep
Benjamin
fighting me, man, that's just. I only fight 2 times a year.
Right.
It's crazy.
And you're only at Millennia, or, like you go spar other places? Because I know you're going to Vegas. You told me you're going out to Vegas. Do you like go out there and train too, or?
Yeah, I'll go in and just try to open up my lungs and get with some guys I haven't been with, but I keep it pretty close as far as gyms that I mess with. I'm not the guy who goes like here and there and there. If it's usually just my gym, or I'll go to Extreme, something like that. But other than that, that's it.
So you
Does
said
Sean
you go
Strickland
to
still go down?
Yeah.
To Millennia? Or
Say it
no?
again.
Does Sean Strickland still go over to Millennia to spar or no?
Sometimes if he comes out, usually I'll meet him at UFC gym, just because where he's at, and where I'm at, that's kind of like the middle point from where he's at and where I'm at, and he would have to pass me to go to Millennia. So sometimes when he comes out, he'll hit me up and be like, "Yeah, you want to get some rounds at UFC gym?" So then I'll meet him there.
So you go down to Extreme sometimes. Have you gotten to run into he's a fairly new fighter, Reese Watkins? Do you know who that is? Have you heard of him?
Reese Watkins?
Yeah, they call him Baby Goose. I don't know if
Baby Goose. No, I haven't heard the name. Maybe if I see his face, I'm not too sure.
Hey, I gotta go, guys. Sorry, I gotta dip out. So I'll see you guys later. I apologize.
All right, Knuckles.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, well, he was a friend of our podcast, but he's training out of Couture. He has like blonde hair. He's funny, dude.
Okay.
Maybe he's like a 185er, but yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
So how do you feel about the PFL, like the point system and all that? Do you like keep up with that? Because I didn't know they were doing all that. Like,
I'm just getting more familiar with it, and not with that, but just with PFL in general. I didn't know that I couldn't throw elbows until a week ago, which is
yeah, man.
Yeah,
Well, the fight is at the end of the month, right?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And I just found this out like a week ago. I'm just like, what? What do you mean I can't throw elbows? They're like, can't throw elbows. I'm like, what am I doing? What, or is it what? Like I literally don't have words for it. It's like, I understand if you're in a tournament, I totally understand that. Makes 100% sense. But I'm not in no tournament. The guy I'm fighting isn't in any tournament. So why can't I? I'm like I'm just getting like handicapped by that second. Yeah. Like next thing but I can throw knees. I can throw a knee as hard as I want to the face, but I cannot throw an elbow.
I have to imagine that suffices in some way, being able to throw knees but not elbows.
I try to understand the logic behind it, like, I don't know.
Especially like, I mean, that, and then like the point system, like, and it's not playoffs, like you said, so it's, they got it. I think they should change that up too. I mean, you get better highlights, obviously, and probably a more finishing,
We just have tools, you know what I mean? Crazy. It's just like you're going from your whole set of tools and trade that you do all the time to pretty much cutting off your arm and being like, all right, you can't use that now. You got to use this.
The art of 10 limbs now. It's not the art of 12 limbs or whatever.
Like, but you're fighting MMA, but you can't throw an elbow. Like I can't wrap my head around it. I understand though, if we're in the tournament, then yeah, I'd understand. But I haven't signed anything to tell me anything about any tournament, nor has my opponent. So it's like, I don't get it. And then the points, what do you get? Like more points for a knockout? And then
I didn't know how that point system worked. Honestly, like I barely started. Like you, I'm like, Jesus. I started watching it and I didn't know the point system. I think if you get a finish, you get 2 points. I'm not too sure, but like you get a point for a win, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still new like you. Like the elbow part is crazy, dude. Like hopefully they can fix that. Honestly, like
yeah, absolutely no sense. But hey.
All right, Lorenz. I don't know if Coop has any more questions for you. We don't want to hold you too long. You got a long drive going too. And then
I do got just like maybe 2 questions to ask you. You have gone from Strikeforce to UFC and then UFC to Bellator. What were those transitions like?
So Strikeforce, I couldn't really tell the truth, because like I was saying, like my first fight was under the Zuffa banner. But the big difference, I think, in just comparing UFC to anybody, right, is that it's just a machine. And that's the only way I could describe it. Like it runs and there are no fuck ups. You know what I mean? Like if there are fuck ups, you don't notice them, and they're taken care of just like that. You know what I mean? It's just like everything. If they say that the bus is going to be here at 5:20, the bus is going to be there at 5:20. There is no. It's just a well-oiled machine compared to like Bellator. Bellator was more so like a more homey vibe. So. Not like homey, but like your home, So it's just not that many people behind the scenes, and familiar faces all the time. But with that, there are things that slip through the cracks and things like that. But UFC, there's so many employees and so many departments that it is like just boom, 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 boom.
It's crazy.
Last thing, and then we'll let you go. You mentioned it yourself. You're getting up there in age. I think you said 37, right? You can correct me if I'm wrong. Do you
Yeah.
see a potential road into like a commentator or analyst role for either UFC, PFL, or anything like that?
I don't know, man. I mean, just for the simple fact that like, well, I don't know because as long as they don't show my face, and I only say that because like when I watch fights and like when say like something's close or the guy should be moving like a certain way, I do this shit. I'm like or I hold my breath. I'm like fuck it, and I'm not noticing my face, you know. So I think if somebody's asking me a question, I'll be good, you know, as long as the camera's not on me. But if the camera's on me, like I'll never be able to commentate because I make faces without even knowing it. I'm like, so they'll just be talking
There's
shit
like
about.
there's that clip of Chuck Liddell that he does that like when he's watching the fights and shit. That's hilarious,
Yeah.
bro.
So okay. So I'm glad I'm not the only guy, but yeah, it's I can't fucking help it. I just see something, I'm like, or I do this type of shit. I'm like, he should have threw a kick like that, you know.
That's awesome, bro.
That's
Well,
sweet.
hell yeah, man. Thanks for stopping by, dude. We're so excited to have you back in the octagon. Everybody, he's fighting June 28th. Make sure you check it out on PFL. Hopefully we can get you back on, bro.
No
You
problem,
know,
man.
we wish you the
Got
best
you.
of luck and yeah, everything. Tell Spencer
Thank
I
you,
said
man.
what up.
I
If
will
you
for
see him,
sure.
he was in town
Yeah,
this
I
week.
will. Oh, okay,
All right,
yeah.
big
I
dog.
think I'll probably see him later on today.
All right, Boss Hog. Thanks for
All
stopping
right,
by,
bro.
man.
All right.
All right,
See
take
you
care.
later.
Have a good one.
All right, man.
Well, thank you again, everybody, for stopping by. Thanks, Lorenz, again, for stopping by and chatting with us. It was an amazing interview. Loved having him on the show. Big fan of his, so you know how we felt. Little butterflies in the. We got it done. Please make sure you check out his fight against Alan Dominguez on PFL. He's fighting at the end of the month, June 28th. Probably be on ESPN. Yeah, so excited for that. Can't wait for you guys to watch this interview. Knuckles says peace. I say peace. Coop, any last words, brother?
No, just I mean, it's always a pleasure to have people on, especially a man of Lorenz's stature. We had a great time talking to him. I know Knuckles isn't here right now. He had to leave to some job obligations, but he definitely, I could definitely tell he was having fun. And
Yeah.
yeah, like just can't believe we get to do this. Like we truly get to interview fighters from the sport we all love, and it's a privilege. But yeah, this episode is going to be out everywhere. So YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Don't know if we're on SoundCloud, but I don't know who uses SoundCloud.
Check us out on Instagram. We're on Instagram now too.
Yeah.
You can follow our page. You can follow the MMA Foo. We're there, Bourbon and Bud. We are in the process of rebranding, and we would like some help too because we are having trouble picking our name. So if you have a little bit of extra time with that, you can help us, and it'll be awesome. You'd be linked to the podcast forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for stopping by again. Shout out from me, Knuckles, Max, Coop, Square, who couldn't be here, but we're holding it down. You guys take care. We'll see you guys next week.